What's up, y'all? What's shaking? What's good? It's a weekday, outside, getting my energy levels up to their maximum capacity so I can exert that in the world and the people around me, you know? I really want to talk about trust. Trust is a trust is a very important word. You going to trust something or you not going to trust it? There's only one or two options when it comes to trust. Either you trust it or you don't. There's no gray space in between trust. So that's what I really want to elaborate on and talk about today is trusting in yourself. I'm thinking that a lot of the times we rather put our trust in other individuals than to putting trust in ourselves. Meaning that we're dependent on another individual for our well-being or to help us have a better outcome in our own personal lives or our own business lives also. We put a lot of trust in people. We depend on a lot of people to come through for us. We trust these individuals to help us with our journey. I'm understanding that we have to show a level of trust for individuals that's in our lives. Because if you don't trust people, nine times out of 10, you don't trust yourself. That's usually how I feel like trust works. I feel like if you can't put any trust in the people outside of your own world, then in all actuality, you don't even trust yourself to its full capacity. You're shortchanging yourself from the jump. So the question is how do you trust yourself? You know, a lot of people say, and I talked to a lot of people and they say, I don't trust myself with that. I feel like trust has a lot to do with, responsibility. Responsible. You have to be responsible for your actions to trust yourself. You have to be responsible in doing the right thing over the wrong thing to trust yourself. You have to trust your instincts to do what you feel is right. I go all the way back in time to the past. People had to trust their instincts to live. Nobody taught these individuals how to live. They had to trust their animal instincts to actually live on the planet. Now we're getting to a time where we don't have to trust our instincts anymore to live. We're trusting what everybody else is doing. So, trust has many different levels to it, many different forms. It's just all about how you want to trust. But one thing I know for sure is that you're going to have to trust. You have to. I've myself have even had trust issues with trusting an individual, whether that be a new person that I'm meeting, whether that be me and getting into a relationship with the female gender, me trusting the relationship has always been an issue. But now that I realize that I've had trust issues, I can begin to build on those issues that I have. Now, I'm not saying to trust everybody. You pretty much know who you need to trust and who you don't need to trust. The people are going to send you signals if their trust is something you can sincerely go for and accept. If you're getting all the signals from an individual that you probably shouldn't trust me, then that's exactly what you should follow suit with, is not giving that person the benefit of the doubt. I noticed that a lot of the time we try to give people the benefit of the doubt, and at the end of the day it ends up burning us because we were just hoping that the good things were going to come and not all of the bad things. You can also mess up your trust by just thinking the bad things are going to happen. Your thoughts, your thoughts about trust. Let's say you're in a relationship, for example, and you trust your partner, but at the same time, you're having thoughts in your brain that's telling you, man, I just know they out there doing some wrong. I just know they out there cheating. I just know they out there doing that. What you're doing when you know something and you're creating it in your brain without actually having the facts of these type of events happening, what you're doing is you're creating these events in your life to happen, and they're happening every time you think about it. So trust goes hand in hand with your thought process. If you're thinking that you shouldn't trust an individual, you probably shouldn't, because you've already made it to where that individual would do something that's untrustworthy. That's just how trust works. And I'm learning that. And I understand that there's many different forms and many different levels of the word trust. I'm just trying to touch the surface on exactly what trust is and how we should use it to help us live our daily lives, because trust is a sense of positivity. You know what I'm saying? You trust people with information, and if you're thinking about them telling somebody else your information, you are making that person untrustworthy by just thinking that they wouldn't be a trustful person towards you. That's just how it works. So start back trusting people. You have to, because if you don't, you're just out here alone. But first and foremost, you have to trust yourself. You got to trust yourself to be responsible, to do the right things out of life. You got to be responsible for your actions. You got to stop blaming people for stuff that's happening in your life, because if anything is happening in your life, and I mean anything at all, it's because you created it. You know what I'm saying? We create everything that happens in our lives by just thinking about it. You know what I'm saying? By just a thought process, we can create our wildest dreams or our worst nightmares. So change your thought process, trust more in yourself, and be responsible for your actions, man. Be responsible for yourself, because at the end of the day, it's only gonna be you standing there, and whoever Pookie and Ray Ray and them, they ain't gonna be there to help you out at all. Nobody's gonna be there for assistance at the end of the day. It's just gonna be you yourself. So you gotta trust yourself first and foremost. That's all I got today on the aspects of trust. And I'm sure I'll touch more on these points again at a later date. But I want y'all to be safe, be happy, be prosperous. Like, share, subscribe. D Live in Mind. Peace.